Welcome, nerds and nerdettes, and welcome to Nerd Overdrive, Phoenix Overdrive's official podcast. I am your host and moderator, the maestro, Lee Navarro, and with me, as always, are our game gurus. No, wait, she's not here because she's sick. So we only have one game guru, El Capitan Rey Osorio.
What's up, guys? Rise above.
We're down one.
We are down one.
That's all right. We'll be okay.
We got to pour out a little bit of the gamer fuel for Becky. she wasn't able to be here tonight.
Yes, the sultry queen of the guild is unfortunately under the weather, so you get us two chuckleheads.
And chuckle we shall.
So basically, if you want to end the podcast now, I get it. So
yeah, most of them tune in for Becky. They're like, I don't want to deal with those two.
Oh my God, those two. Well, cut it off right here. Might as well wait for the next episode. Anyway, Ray, what's up?
Not much. Busy week, crazy week. Lots of life happening all at once. In the negative way, not good things for the most part. You know, my car decided to, try to throw up on itself. You. Yeah, it did. I mean, we had to throw money at it, you know what I mean? But it could have been much, much worse. It could have been much worse.
It could have been. It could have done other things to you. So
yeah,
I guess there's a silver lining.
For now, knock on the wood, it wasn't a transmission.
Yes, that was unfortunately brought up as a possibility, but let's hope that's not the case.
Right.
Like that's anytime soon.
Please? No. Please
yeah,
no.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but we had some fun with our meet and greet for Extra Life.
Yes, last night.
That was good times.
It was. It was nice to see like other Extra Lifers other than us, like for here in our community. So we're trying to make big things happen with them. So cross our fingers.
Cross our fingers. Stay tuned. Hopefully,
stay tuned. Our projects will pan out. Our collaboration ideas and. Just wish us the best, I guess, with it. But, we'll work through it. We'll work through it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what about you? Like, you good? Everything all right on your end there?
Work.
Other than you breaking yourself last weekend?
Shut up. That didn't happen. I'm not old.
You did. You're old. You're officially, I've hit old status.
Yeah. Well, it kind of sucks when I'm like trying to stand up from the couch and both of my thighs are going, nope. Oh man, take a seat. Take a seat, boy.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. When your legs are, you're like, hey, I gotta go, and your legs are like, no.
I was like trying to stand up, and then the following, no, not the following day. It was like a couple of days later. I was like feeling it in my lower back, and then it went up to like my shoulders. I'm going, what is this? What is happening here?
Age. Your age is catching up to you.
That's not funny. I don't appreciate that comment, sir.
I mean.
It is what it is. I'm not going to complain because, with age comes experience and experiences. So I'm okay with that.
And why do you think the first thing I said to you was like, and Lee, what did you learn?
I didn't even do anything wrong. Okay. Maybe I moved a washer by myself, but still,
yeah,
that shouldn't have been like the cause of it.
I mean, but before we make this old man the podcast,
the old man podcast.
Yeah, right.
I guess we should. Nobody wants to hear this, so
no.
let's just move on. But before we do, speaking of which, Nerd Overdrive is brought to you by Wonderkind Custom Creations by our very own Queen of the Guild, Becky Rubin Navarro. Get your custom decor, clothing, and gifts with your personalized needs in mind. Level up your look and gifts at fb.me/Wonderkind Custom Creations. That's WUNDERKIND. Wonderkind Custom Creations. All right, let's get aboard the hype train. Choo-choo!
Welcome to the hype train. Next stop, nerd.
All right, Ray, take it away.
Come aboard the hype train with us. Every week we check out the latest and greatest in tech, gaming, and the randomness of the nerd community. So, lots of stuff going on in the world today, the last couple days. But let's talk some news first. Let's go ahead and do that. So there was a ransomware group trying to hack nVidia. And in turn, nVidia has their own team of hackers that hack them right back. How you gonna try to do that and do the thing and then get caught up trying to do the thing? So it turns out they were a victim of a ransomware attack that was a couple days ago from a report from Bloomberg. They released a public statement about it, acknowledging that it happened, but not really going into much detail about what the extent of the hack was. They're still working to evaluate the nature and the scope of the event and don't have any other information to share at this time. However, there were some reports coming from Telegraph and Tom's Hardware that said that nVidia's email system and developer, they had some issues. And from there, they then decide to take offensive and defensive measures following after. All I can say in light of this, all I can say is you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Like, what? Like a big tech company like that, you don't think that they have their own proprietary hackers to go to do the good hacking for them? Like, come on now.
Really? You're going to do this to nVidia and you don't think you're going to suffer any repercussions? It's a $600 billion company. You really think they're not going to have somebody sitting around saying, ooh, let me.
They're like, time to go.
Oh, God. It's just, it's stupid.
It is.
Ransomware attacks are so stupid.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know why or how that they would even think that was a good idea. But, like I said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So
pretty much.
I don't know how much you've all been following the tech world, but one of our favorites, Valve, Steam Deck is a thing. It's
all hail Lord Gaben.
It's alive. It's out in the wild to a lot of people that were able to get in the first wave of pre-orders. All that. I know most of people are getting like Q2, Q3 like launches for their pre-orders. Yeah. So they are already planning, because of the success of the Steam Deck, they are planning a second one already. Lord Gabe has said that he plans to go ahead and continue because it's something that they've always wanted to get out there and ship. They learned a lot, and that helps frame their work for the Steam Deck 2. Yep. And he reiterates that it is here to stay. It does give people a addition to PC gaming, and it is a permanent addition on their behalf for people to get into PC gaming, which is something that we're going to actually talk about some this episode. And I thought this was a good segue for that when I was looking at it and everything. So it was just like, hey, it's an option. The deck is alive. It's rendered out there. I don't know if anybody has it yet because I don't think it's come out, but that is going to be an option where you can deck it like you would like a dock, or dock it rather, I should say, like you would like a laptop or something.
Make that a thing. Deck it.
You got to deck it.
Make it a thing. You got to deck it.
Well, go talk to Valve's marketing team. There you go. We coined a phrase for you.
Give me a Steam Deck and I'll deck it.
To get it out there and to make it more accessible for people to actually be able to have a handheld, a high performance handheld, cough, shade Nintendo, cough. Like they say, well, it's a very highly capable, high performance, horsepower handheld gaming device. So you all know where that shade was going and why. But
I didn't take it there. Just for the record, for the second straight podcast, I'm not taking it there.
I'm just saying though, like where the shade is being thrown, like you know what I mean. Like I don't know why or how or whatever, why they kind of throw those nods out there. But I mean, I pick up on them only because maybe it's just me. But Lee's like, I want no part of that. Lee's like, I want no part of that. Just leave me out of it. So I mean, what do you think? Do you think, I personally think Steam Deck's a great a great option to have.
It's a nice entry into PC gaming for those who don't necessarily want to go through the rigors of building a PC or go through the cost of buying a pre-built. Or this is a great way for them to kind of enter, I guess, the gaming sphere of PC gaming, and with Steam at the very least, and to see what is possible. So I'm very curious for myself too, as far as getting a Steam Deck at some point down the road. If it's something that I might use, for mobile purposes, as far as like if I'm not home, because I think for myself, I'm still going to end up enjoying what I have built up. I like having this big battle station feel, because it's for me. It's what fits for me. And it's what I enjoy doing. Whereas, for some people, like the handheld option might be something that they would enjoy. But I think, as I've learned for myself with the Switch, I'm not big into handheld. If I play the Switch, it's docked more often than not, and I play with a Pro controller. So I really just don't. I don't do the docked thing well. So maybe maybe someday, like if I do get a Steam Deck and there's options to allow it to like be docked to, like a monitor that has some type of DisplayPort connection from the Steam Deck, that'd be great. But of course, that would be expecting, your Steam Deck to have like a fully decked out, well, not a fully, but at the very least a discrete GPU of some type.
Well, remember this the little what the heck was it called? The little Steam box thing that they had.
The Steam Link?
Yeah, Steam Link. I mean, they already are giving it a lot of the functionality. So technically, you could be streaming your games from your rig to the, and it doesn't have to be any of the huge, like, crazy titles that you're playing, but it could be something that's like pick up, put down, that kind of thing, or, whatever. And I think that's where it's going to kind of shine with those kind of titles. I mean, they've already kind of added the use of being able to link, like sign into their website and see what games you already have on Steam that are compatible with the Steam Deck, like fully compatible and tested and approved. Then they have the ones that they'll work, but it might be kind of iffy. And then there's the ones that don't work. I think that'll be a positive thing.
But yeah, I think overall, it looks like Valve has themselves a winner when it comes to introducing a new hardware into the market. So, hey, take it.
I mean, I don't know if you remember that Steam controller that they made. And the Steam box. Remember Steam box pre-built?
Oh God,
no. Those were a good idea, but bad time. I think
it wasn't executed properly is the problem. Like, I'd have to go back and reacquaint myself with the Steam box, but from what I can remember, there were so many different issues when it came to hardware, and it just did not pan out properly, or at the very least the way that Steam envisioned it.
What they did was they had too many hardware configurations. I think if they would have partnered with one and just kind of made that.
I do believe we discussed this in like the first iteration of our podcast, which we discussed the Steam box, and we're like, yeah, it exists, but can it work properly the way that we anticipate this type of hardware to work? And I don't think it did. So, as far as I'm concerned, that was definitely a learning experience for Valve, rather. And it kind of brought them to where they are now with the Steam Deck.
Yeah. And I think without those, like, not so great things, I think we wouldn't have gotten the Steam Deck as we see it now. So, I mean, with every failure, comes a lesson, I guess. So
exactly.
More Valve news, because hey, if we love Valve, why not? They are saying that they don't, because of course the conversation comes to, hey, this would be a great thing for Valve to make their own like Valve Pass and put a bunch of games that they approve that they want to bring as like a subscription service, but they said that they don't currently have any plans to do it ourselves. as far as building a subscription service, but for their customers, it is a popular option, and they would be more than happy to work with other publishers and other companies. Microsoft was the big one that keeps getting thrown around, to get them on Steam. So we won't be seeing a Steam Pass anytime soon, but there is some precedent. EA Play was added in 2020. So there is, some things that actually seem like that they could be a possibility and they could work out. But I don't think Valve needs to do it themselves.
No, there's already an ecosystem available. And I think, having a more, I guess, open conversation with Microsoft about what would need to happen to bring Game Pass to Steam Microsoft has their own store, but it's not as robust as Steam's is, or rather as Valve's is with Steam. So I would imagine a nice sit down between Lord Gaben and Lord Phil would be a nice little way to kind of get this going.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely be something that could happen in the future. Why not? Hopefully, because Phil Spencer's out there making moves. Yeah, because if you would have said,
and he's more open to the whole introducing the ecosystems in a way that's beneficial to the consumer.
Yeah.
To us as the consumer, I think he wants to make sure that he gives us the best opportunities to experience gaming in the best possible format. And I'm not saying like Steam Deck is the best possible format. I'm just saying in general.
And giving the options too.
Giving us options.
Because I think that's kind of the mission statement for Microsoft as a whole, is like, it doesn't matter what ecosystem you use to play their games on or what platform you use to play their games on. It's just a matter of building the ecosystem and multiple ways to access that ecosystem. So, and then for our friends, the ever salty bunches that are out there, the Souls fans, apparently Elden Ring is like a huge thing right now, because it started a thing with Intel where Intel was supposed to have their like drivers ready day one. We're still waiting on a patch from Intel for Elden Ring. So who knows when that's going to happen. From Software has gone on the record and posted a message about launch day performance issues, frame drops, all that kind of stuff. And it's currently very critically highly reviewed, but a lot of the critics actually played that on console versus PC, which is leading to the game currently having a mixed review score on Steam because of the issues. And the Bandai Namco is currently asking for patience. He understands that, we are currently experiencing some issues that are preventing the game from being played properly under some conditions. We apologize for any inconvenience that may cause and ask for your patience.
Has From Software ever been good with optimizing PC, like games on PC?
Considering that Dark Souls 3 came out how long ago and they're still having cheat issues and hacking
Dark Souls 3 was 2016.
Yeah, so no.
There you go. I'm not.
But it's not without the consoles having their issues too. Like PC or PS5 and Xbox are having save issues. PS5 is having issues where if the game is unexpectedly cut off, like if you lose power or something like that, it can cause issues with the game not saving properly and corrupting your data. There's instability with graphics on Xbox. There's all kinds of issues with PC. So, the laundry list of the issues that are happening is long and it's painful. And it's kind of sad to see, considering how critically acclaimed Elden Ring is right now. I think it's sitting at like a 9. It was like an 89 on Metacritic, but an overall critical review. I think it's getting like 9.5. It's even got a couple 10s out there. It's being compared to like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that to it.
It's pretty highly rated on many levels. Like if you do like a quick review, Metacritic look at it, it's 95, 97, 95. That's what I'm seeing from as far as like the different platforms it was released to. So I get it. I get PC people being disappointed because it's not coming out the way it didn't arrive the way you wanted it to, but just give them a few minutes to hash things out. You know, let them
hopefully.
let them handle what they need to handle. And if they don't, then there's your lesson learned from software and PC releases. I mean, you know, how many years have the PC community been clamoring for them to get Bloodborne on PC? It's 7 years running now that it's not on PC. Okay, just deal with it. Just
I mean, and that's the thing is because you know, Bloodborne tends to be a lot of people's pick. Like whenever they talk the Souls series, when you know, and they talk, you know, the different ones, either you know, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a matter of when and if Sony wants to port that to PC, which I mean, given that we've seen Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War and stuff, so they're looking to bring their games to PC. It's just kind of a matter of when, you know.
I'm sorry, you just got to wait on it.
Yeah, just wait. Just holding pattern, see what happens. If you can try and play it, if it's somewhat playable, then great. If it's not playable, then, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, maybe you might just have to find something else to fill your time for now until they figure it out. And I'm sure if it gets too much worse or if it stays bad for too long, I'm pretty sure eventually, if you really, really want to, you could probably go to Steam or wherever you purchased it and be like, hey, I want a refund, and, you know, try to go that process.
And like I said, I think ultimately it's a wait and see approach with them. And if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. And I'm sorry, if it's something that has been, like, say, exclusive to console and it hasn't come to PC, then hasn't come to PC. I'm not going to sit there and complain and pine for it because I'm not getting it on where I want to play it, but too freaking bad for me. I move on. There's other games to play.
Things, yeah, you just gotta.
There's too many other games to play.
There's way too much to play. So speaking of that, now that we've kind of talked Elden Ring a little bit to that, and mind you, like from what I've seen, it looks phenomenal, and it almost makes me want to jump in and maybe try to see if I can pick it up and try it out, but not enough given my history with Souls games. Like Bloodborne burned me one too many times to where I just like, and the Dark Souls 3 was the same thing. I had all kinds of issues with Dark Souls 3, so I was just like, never mind, I'm good. But you play any games this week? Did you get to jump into the game? I saw you playing NHL earlier. I'm like, this guy. I was
dropped 43 on the aisles.
Oh goodness. Why do you got to do that to those guys?
Because it's fun.
Just cause
it's in my season mode. I was in my franchise mode, and I have it like where I can. I mean, I don't have like every best player in the NHL on my team. Let's put it that way. I'm not like running a line of like Connor McDavid with like Sid Crosby and Jonathan Huberdeau. No, I have like a good roster, but I'm not stacking my teams, and I just want to have a lot of fun with it. So that's why I keep playing it. But aside from NHL 20, I also played Kill It with Fire earlier this week. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game. It's on Game Pass, and basically the premise is you are spider hunting with like a bunch of different missions and upgrades that you can do as you're going through and you're trying to kill spiders in a level. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. It's a ton of fun for me. It's like kind of like a Zen game where I can just kind of walk around and kill spiders and then solve little puzzles here and there. So that's been my gaming. It's just those two games really on the Xbox. I didn't get a chance to really come down to my battle station this week with how busy we've been with life. So hopefully this coming week, I'm going to get a chance to really dive into Lost Ark. I know Becky's been playing that a lot this past week, and fun story for her because this was such a treat for her. She was able to stream the game to her laptop from her gaming rig. Mm-hmm. So she was having she was able to just kind of relax in bed with her with her tiny little Dell laptop. So it's not really meant for gaming, but she's able to really play it via streaming on her gaming rig. So she really enjoyed that. And that's really been it for my gaming. And like I said, hopefully this coming week or so, I'll be able to dive into Lost Ark a little bit more.
Yeah, so I played some Lost Ark ahead of Destiny 2, the Witch Queen's launch this week.
Yes. Yep.
So I got to play some of that, having fun. It's funny because I was talking to James about it, and he's just like, "Well, what class you will go with?" I was like, "I went Paladin." He goes, "Oh, Paladin." I was like, "Yeah, but Paladin really reminds me of Monk from Diablo." And he's just like, he's like, at first he didn't think about it, and then like after, like I guess he started creating another tune, and he kind of felt, he's like, "I can see where you're coming from with this." And I was like, because it has the same like teleport dash that the Monk has from Diablo. It has a lot of the fist and punching power that it does, and that, different moves and stuff like that, like the barrage like that. And then it's just like, so I was like, I feel really at home on the Paladin because I made the Monk in Diablo 3. So, and Lee made fun of me for it, but I showed Lee what a good monk can do, right? My Paragon level speaks for itself.
Well, listen, when we jumped on console for, what was it, PS4 we jumped on for Diablo after we didn't play on PC. Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice little oh look, you get a level, you get a level, you get a level.
Yep.
And then from there it was like, you get a Paragon, you get a Paragon.
It's like, I kill the things, you get levels. There you go.
You killed like one thing and we jumped 50 freaking levels all of a sudden.
It wasn't that big. Come on now. No.
Okay, 5. But still, it was a substantial amount of levels.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so I did play Lost Ark, and then I did jump into Destiny, but a lot of life has been happening and kind of thrown my way. So I haven't really been able to play as much as I wanted because I had some projects and stuff that I was working on this week, which I was disappointed that the one big one I was excited for didn't pan out. Trying to get that done, and like I put a lot of time. The biggest part of it is I was disappointed about it was I put a lot of time into that, like preparing into that, and doing all the pre-project stuff, like before I actually had the like meeting and the discussion and all that. And then they're just like, "Oh no, sorry." And so I was like, okay, but it on the course the car thing, but Destiny, and then Rocket League last night with Neon Ghost and some of the guys from Pond we were playing. We need to get you and Becky. It's good. Good times. We need to get you guys in there.
By the time I got home from our meet and greet, I was just like zoning in and out of sleep on the couch. Like I didn't even eat actual dinner until maybe close to like 10:30, 11, and we were just like watching a movie on the couch.
Because you fell asleep when you got home?
I nodded off for like 15 minutes. Because, all right, so we decided to just turn on the TV and put on a movie. Mm-hmm. Somehow we ended up watching Troy because, I don't know, that was just like the pick. And yeah, I was like nodding in and out for like the first half hour, 45 minutes. Then I got up, then I was watching, and then I started nodding off again. So that's when I decided I'm just going to eat something because I was all of a sudden like hungry. So at that point, we ended up finishing the movie close to, I think, like 11:30, 11:45. And then we just rolled into bed and we're just like passed out the whole night.
Old man, the podcast right here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but that, and in Rocket League, I did participate in they had the Pokemon Invitational last weekend. I participated. I got my butt handed to me a few times. Because like you had to play like so many, and I played 5 rounds. I won 2, I lost 3. But those guys that I played, they were hardcore trainers. Like I do the Pokemon nerdy thing for fun, not so much competitively like I used to. Like I still kind of train a little kind of competitively, but not like I used to. Yeah. And just I got in there, held my own, but eventually I got my butt kicked. But it happens. But that's about pretty much it, like as far as gaming wise. But it was for fun. It was to get a shiny Galarian Articuno. So it was like, it's cool. Like I'm fine. Like it's all right. But let's talk about a couple of these game releases here. So there's a couple few games actually coming out. Actually, and what's funny is the two big ones aren't really even like PC related at all. We have LX2 coming to PS5, Xbox X and S, PS4, but Xbox One and PC. Far Changing Tides, have no clue, but that's coming to everything except for like mobile. Puzzle Quest 3 is coming to PC, iOS, and Android. So I'm guessing that's like a three, like those three whatever puzzle games like the Bejeweled and all that stuff. Shadow Warrior 3, that was an anticipated one. I forgot that slipped to an end of February release. Shadow Warrior 3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. No next gen for that one. That's surprising. Babylon's Fall is coming to PS5, PS4, and PC. And then the two big ones this week are coming to PlayStation. So PS5 and PS4 is Gran Turismo 7. And then Triangle Strategy is coming to Switch. I'm actually really interested in Triangle Strategy, but I kind of want to see how it reviews and stuff first. Before I look to maybe get it right away, maybe see if it takes a little bit of a price drop. There's too many games on my plate right now, especially with Destiny just launching and then Gran Turismo coming this week. I got screwed out of my Horizon Zero Dawn pre-order. That was my Valentine's Day gift from Stacy, was Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
And they canceled it like the day before and we're like, hey,
Why?
we don't have any, they didn't have enough stock for the special edition or whatever.
Oh,
because like they had the launch edition. They had the launch edition, then they
Yeah.
had the special edition, then they had like this other one that was like a big, huge like edition, which was like $199, and the one that was $260. They were.
Where did you order it from?
GameStop.
And they canceled it?
They canceled it because they didn't have it.
Oh, jeez. That's a.
And then when I was trying to get a copy of the regular one to try and see if they would, just give us back the difference in the price, they didn't have any copies that weren't pre-ordered. So, yeah, it was fun.
That sucks.
So I'm on a holding pattern for that to see. I think Stacy's gonna get it digitally probably, because that's gonna be the only way I can get the same stuff from the special edition without whatever. But
listen, I'm still waiting for a World of Warcraft Shadowlands collector's edition to drop somewhere.
I mean,
I'm not paying like 180 at eBay.
Well, unfortunately that's where we were.
I
know. You know what's fun? If I would have known you were looking for it, is I had it pre-ordered, but I think was it Stacy's car took a crap at that time or something. Something happened, and I was just like,
always something with Stacy's car.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it was the Jetta at the time.
Yeah.
There was always something with Stacy's car, which is why we're down to just the Traverse now. But but no, so like I remember, and then I had it pre-ordered, and then I was just like, I don't have the money for this, so I just canceled the pre-order. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, whatever, and that's like,
yeah.
Steam
I mean,
Deck's
at the time, I was just like, am I going to play this a lot? And then I said, I'm just going to get it like later on down the road, and that's not exactly what happened. So
good luck, and you're breaking your streak of your collector's editions, right?
I know. It's like sitting right there. I need to like get it because. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to pay $180. I want to. It came out for what, 120?
It was like 120. It was like 129, I believe.
See.
Well, I mean, what you can do is just try to buy the shell, because if you just want the shell and just buy the game digital, because all that's in there is a digital code for the game. There's no game disc or anything.
No, but there's other stuff.
Yeah, but you can get the other stuff.
Is it? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because there's the game, because the way that my
but I'm like, I've had it all consistently. Like I get and then the code, and it's attached to the same exact.
You're just gonna have to suck it up and buy. That's it.
All right, fine. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now.
And don't do that, because it's not my fault, Becky. I didn't do it. Just for the record, let the record show. I did not. I do not. I just said you have to do it.
Just gonna see like eBay purchase for like $190 of like with tax and everything, and come down and be like, what did you just buy?
And then all it is, everything I realize that everything is my fault with the meet and greet. So I'm just,
it is your fault.
It's my fault. It's fine. But I think that's it for Hype Train. It was a
That's
good
all.
one.
Is that all?
We think, yeah, that's all. We
We handled it.
We
handled what we did.
Becky's shaking her head though, without knowing why.
You just got to
shaking her
listen to
head.
this and be like, what is going on with these two? They talk too much.
I mean,
well, it's a
happens.
podcast. What do you expect us to do? Not talk?
And then me and you both talk a lot. So,
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week's hype train. So let us know what you plan on looking at from this week's hypes, if any. Let us know what you've been doing, what you've been playing, what you've been reading, what you've been watching. You can post to us in our Facebook group, fb.com/groups/PO Nation. You can also send us a tweet or a DM on Instagram at PHX_overdrive. You can also email us at phoenixoverdrive@phoenixoverdrive.com or go to our Discord and join it. tinyurl.com/PHXOD Discord. Come join in on the fun. It's a brand new revamped Discord server. We are, we wanted to kind of streamline things a little bit because it kind of got a little too much, I guess, if you want to call it that, right? There's just too much involved.
We were trying to plan and anticipate what was already there, and so we just took it and we tried to like break it off and we consolidated a lot of things, but then it ended up being a lot of other things. And
exactly. So, we were anticipating, and then all of a sudden we were like, that's still a little bit much. So let's kind of pare it down a little bit. And, we're very happy with where it's at. So come join in on the fun. All right. Well, let's move on to our next segment. But before we do, Nerd Overdrive is brought to you by Stacy Gollinger, our resident Sensi independent consultant. Disney, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, so much more available at your fingertips, and brings you the smell-o-vision of your favorite characters and heroes. Check out how amazing my Batman burner looks in my background here in my nerd cave. It's blue. I'm happy. Stacy got me those blue bulbs. Did I say that the last podcast that she would get it for me?
I think
I did. Yeah.
So.
See, she came through, guys. Check it all out. So head on over to Stacy's Facebook group. Just search for, what is it? Stacy's Sensational VIP. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We promise we'll get you the actual link.
We'll have to figure out something. I've been trying to get it, and then it
happens. It happens. We'll just throw it at a tiny URL, so that way it'll be easy to remember anyway.
There you go.
So, all right, let's have a chat.
This is 1337 Radio, presenting Nerd Talk.
All right, Ray, again, take it away.
Hey, I get to do double duty this week. Hey, what's up? So we wanted to talk to you guys. PC gaming is kind of our forte around here. So we kind of wanted to do a series on different parts of PC gaming. So we're going to start with, so you want to game on PC, and the easiest place to start is pre-built. And when you're looking at pre-built, be it a rig or a tower, whichever you prefer to call it, box, whatever you want to call it, or a laptop, because those are becoming much more powerful. The price isn't too far skewed from what you would pay for a rig, with the added ability to have a screen and, have your rig and everything in one portable package. So we're going to kind of go about that, and I'll let Lee go ahead and kick us off with where we want to look to start. And what you want to look for. And I think the biggest part of it is what you have to figure out is, what do you need or want it for?
Well, I guess the first real question you have to ask yourself is, what's your budget? Right? Because you don't got the money, you can't do it.
But budget is a good place to start, and then figuring out what you want it to do. Like,
right. People who are ready to dive into PC gaming, it's like, yeah, you could buy something from Dell for, $400, a laptop for $400. That's not going to get you anywhere. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Processors today have the ability to really give you an opportunity to game, but you won't get the most robust system to play games that are a little bit more heavy-handed, like your Elden Ring or even Destiny. It requires a little bit more oomph. Some games, you can get by with just the processor, like your Fortnites and your Robloxes, Among Us, games like that, Minecraft. But really, as you try to get into the more powerful games out there, that the ones that you really want to dive into, you're going to need something. So really, when it comes to the choice, are you ready to spend $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 on a laptop, or is something in the $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 range of a tower more manageable for you? Now, of course, you're going to have to ask yourself the biggest question is, which would you prefer as far as functionality? Is the ease of having the laptop with the built-in monitor, the built-in keyboard and trackpad? If you game on a trackpad, I swear to God, I'm not friends with you.
I know people that do, and that's the strange part. Like, I don't see how.
Dude. Okay, fun story. Years ago, I was raiding in WoW, heavy raid guild. Okay, and this new guy that was into raiding and everything, we bring him in because he's a pretty buffed up shaman. But we weren't expecting him to like be heavy on DPS or whatever. And we see his character rotating. I'm going, what are you doing, dude? He goes, for some reason, my trackpad just stopped working well. I'm like, wait, are you seriously raiding with a trackpad? He goes, yeah, why? Oh God, please get out. I'm sorry.
Until then, he was putting up pretty good numbers, right? Like was doing all right.
He was fine in dungeons, but of course, because my hunter was already geared to hell out, and we had a geared out rogue, so we would bring him in to kind of help him get geared out. So we weren't really noticing whether his DPS was hampered or not, only for the fact that he was getting carried through these dungeons to get him gears. So when he gets into the raid, and the DPS isn't where it is for his character, for his role, we're like, what's going on? And he was like, yeah, my trackpad it's just not keeping up with my moving. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so really have to think about, are you ready for that laptop, or are you ready for that desktop? And if it's for that desktop, do you have the monitor for it? Do you have the other peripherals for it? Do you want the best possible experience? So if you do, do you have a good monitor? Do you have the monitor with the proper gaming tech? We're talking about G-Sync. We're talking about FreeSync, which is important to kind of get a good idea of what G-Sync and FreeSync is. Yeah. So basically, G-Sync is nVidia's proprietary tech when it comes to eliminating things like screen tearing and using a software alternative, basically, instead of like VSync. So these are what is used to make sure that what you're seeing is nice and smooth on your screen. So nVidia has their own with G-Sync. Like I said, AMD has something called FreeSync. And then, like I said, there's the VSync alternative. I'd rather have the hardware alternatives because they work a hell of a lot better, in my opinion.
And the software, it doesn't tax anymore, put any more extra tax on
right, exactly. It doesn't tax your system.
RAM or your CPU.
So as far as that tech right there, do you have that type of tech available to you with your monitor? If not, are you prepared to invest in it? So to me, that's really where you need to start is, are you ready for investing in the correct hardware when it comes to your tower? Or do you want to just have something be ready and be on the go when it comes to getting a gaming laptop? Me personally, I have never owned a gaming laptop. I have only ever had a single pre-built in my life, and that was when I got my first desktop back in 1996. It was from Micron, and it came with like a Sound Blaster card. It came with a Diamond Multimedia 3D graphics card. 40X CD-ROM drive. It was good for what it did back in the day. But as time went on, I wanted to augment it and change it. Ended up with like a Dell with a GeForce graphic card. Like it was like a M600 or something like that. Which I ended up replacing with a Radeon 9800 all-in-wonder card back in the day. I mean, I could go on and on with my history with PCs. Yep. But the point is, I've never had really a gaming laptop, and I've only ever had a singular pre-built that I started with. So for me, having the experience of that pre-built, I was able to play games that I played properly. Doom, Quake, Hexen.
I loved Hexen.
When NHL 98 came out, I got it on PC and I played keyboard and mouse with that.
That just sounds wrong.
Bro, that's where I developed like how to move the player on the ice. So once I transitioned to a controller, it was like a lot easier for me. But playing it with like a keyboard and mouse using the arrow keys, yeah, that was fun. So yeah, that's where I started, and I have always preferred a desktop tower situation, only for the fact that to me, it's always something that I could upgrade as time went on. And if I ever needed to replace like a part for it, then I could do that. Whereas I felt with a laptop, that was it. Couldn't do much more than maybe replace the hard drive or the RAM in there. But you're kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, and the changing technology is a little bit different now. So
yeah,
and I mean, every year we're seeing refreshes on laptops and models, and with new CPUs and GPUs that are dropping, because now we're even seeing like laptops have full size GPUs in them, and how and why that makes sense is beyond me, because I'm always used to, before anyway, seeing the mobile version, which is slightly less powerful, less cores, less this, less that, you know what I mean? But equally as competent, to run the games and do the things. But
right.
Like I have a gaming laptop that I bought in the in-between because I was using my rig, but my rig was getting a little older. It was getting a little slower, and that kind of thing. And I didn't have all the money to be like, hey, I'm throwing a bunch of money at a rig at the time. And so then I did get a gaming laptop a couple years ago and that kind of thing. And it has served me in the go-between. Like right now, my PC is out of commission because it's with Lee, my rig anyway. And so my gaming laptop is getting me by. It plays what I want it to play. It does what I need it to do. Do I wish some of the games were prettier like they were on my rig? Yes, of course I do. But, you kind of have to, set those expectations of what you want it to do and what it can do for the price that you paid for it.
Right.
And a lot of things now we're kind of in this transition period again, because Windows 11 is becoming a thing. And now a lot of laptops are coming Windows 11 ready, or, some old laptops aren't being able to transition to Windows 11 and that kind of thing. So it's just definitely what you want it to do. I'm of the mind of, play wherever you want to play, as long as it plays the games that you want it to play, and, it makes you happy. But also keep in mind that there are going to be games that you're going to want to play in the near future. And some of the requirements for some of those games, like Elden Ring that just came out, and, like Cyberpunk, when it was the thing that it came out, and then the big heaping trash fire that it was when it launched, you want those beefier specs. And unfortunately, if you want those beefy specs in a laptop, you're going to be paying for those beefier specs in a laptop. And also too, though, with a rig, if you're going pre-built, because that's unfortunately, sadly, the easy way to go right now, without having to be like, hey, I have all the pieces for this awesome computer, but I can't get a GPU to save my life.
Yeah.
a decent GPU. Because I mean, you could find like lesser GPUs. Speaking of GPUs, did you see that they found a way the hackers already found a way to get around the limiter that they put in the GPUs for nVidia? nVidia can't win there because like what they just need to do is just embrace it and just make GPUs just for miners. Just like, here you go. This is the miner, premier, elite, whatever you want to call it. And just sell it to them. Just be like,
I hate mining.
I hate it too, but I mean, at some point it's kind of here to stay. So I think they just kind of need to embrace it and just cater to that demographic so they can leave our graphics cards alone for us gamers that want a game. Because good luck getting a GPU right now.
Well, the other thing too is there are ways that you can get an external GPU to work with a laptop. So if you get like a laptop that you can be happy with for 3, 4, 5, 6 years and it stays functional for you, then if you get external GPU enclosures, like the Razer Core X, or there's another one by I believe somebody called Akidio or something like that.
Yeah,
that's another one. Power Color has their own too for some heavy gaming, but it's essentially like a big ass PC, like enclosure for a singular graphic card. So, you've got those options available too. And if you get, say, there is a laptop that has been in the works, and I believe it was Linus who introduced it. Where I found it, Linus Tech Tips. It's called the Framework laptop. And so basically that's a modular one where it comes like different adapters that plug into the motherboard. So you can have like a DisplayPort adapter or HDMI adapter. And you can also choose to have like different SSDs installed, different Wi-Fi chips, things like that. So, this is a pretty repairable laptop. So if anything, this could be something that can last you for, like I said, 3, 4, 5 years. And as far as like the CPU, if you ever need more performance down the road, it's something that you can potentially upgrade with it. So if that's the case, pair this with an external GPU enclosure. As long as you can get a GPU that works nicely with it, that could also be an option for you. Me personally, it's not pretty. Well, you could make it pretty. There's ways you can make these types of setups pretty. You just got to work with the space that you have or with the setup that you have and make it your own. There's a lot of different resources on Facebook or Reddit or anywhere really that you can find a group that allows you to see other people's setups and maybe get inspiration from it.
That's true.
So that's an option. As if you want to go into laptop route for desktops, you can definitely go to a system integrator like Origin PC or CyberPower PC.
NZXT.
Is that one? Or, I'm sorry, not CyberPower. I'm thinking of a UPS. But NZXT, yes, thank you. NZXT's build program is really great because it's so awesome. I watched a review on it. They give you all the parts and everything, send it to you, and then they send you a nice lengthy book basically that shows you what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be doing it. It's, for those who don't have the experience of building a PC, that's a great way to do it.
Or you can pay them to put it together and ship it to you.
Right, exactly. Or pay them to put it together. But yeah, there's also Digital Storm. A lot of different system integrators. And of course, you've got Alienware through Dell. Some people get lucky with it and get a good system. Some don't. Depends. But that's a great way to do it too. If you're not sure of really what you're looking to do, but kind of want a little bit of guidance from somebody else to help you put together your system. Not that you won't be putting it together; they'll put it together for you, but they'll give you options as far as like how to customize your system. So, lots of different options as far as like the pre-built aspect of gaming PCs. and I can understand building is not necessarily for everyone. I would always be the one building mine because that's something that I've been doing for how long at this point.
Yep.
But I wouldn't shame anybody necessarily for going with a pre-built.
Yeah, it's not that big thing, because before you'd be like, ew, you bought a pre-built, but now it's kind of like, hey, you bought a pre-built.
It's the best way to get a GPU right now.
Yeah, I know people that
like, in all honesty, it's just
to pull the GPU from them.
Yeah, exactly. And the worst part is, like, those GPUs may not necessarily be the best iteration of that GPU.
But unfortunately, that's the option.
Or the most functional, but unfortunately, like you said, that's your only option.
Yeah, like if you want an Asus one, like an Asus ROG one, and unfortunately all they got is the gigabyte one, then you're kind of stuck with.
Well, you know what? I got to give credit. NZXT does offer the third party AIB partners. They do offer those boards, or those cards, I should say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not an Asus, but
yeah,
I'm just picky.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, I've seen some of these, like, there are some of these companies, like third-party companies, that are popping up. Like, one that I started following because of stupid TikTok was Overkill PCs, where they build them and stuff.
Yep.
And they do these crazy custom builds. Yeah, dude, they do these crazy custom builds and stuff like that. But then the thing is when you go look at the different PCs you can build, they're like, well, we don't have this one right now. So if you want a 3080, you're getting what was it? You're getting an MSI one, or, hey, we have this one right now, you're getting this. Or if you want a 3090 EVGA, don't do the EVGA 3090s, by the way. Don't do it. No bueno. They have solder issues and all kinds of other heat pipes and all that stuff wrong, which New World kind of brought those to light. Thanks, Amazon. Thanks.
But hey, they'll still sell you a EVGA 3090 on Amazon.com.
Yeah, right. They'll still sell you one, but be prepared to probably have issues.
Tell me I'm wrong here. Is it bad that I still want a Strix 3080 Ti for this?
No, because then maybe you might have some mercy on me and be like, hey, here you go. I'll help you out for one good time. Because right now I'm in the search for a GPU, because I'm trying to go through a setup for my streaming and stuff before I get back out there again, because unfortunately my poor 2070 couldn't cut gaming and streaming on it at the same time with the iteration that I had, and it hacked up some big hairballs on game day. Big hairballs having issues and all that stuff. So
with your the CPU that you got for your old build, what was it? Was it the 3600?
The Ryzen 5 3600.
Ryzen 5 3600.
And it did great when I was either streaming or gaming, but it just did not like to do both. And the 2070 either was like, no.
Well, like I said, you can make it currently stream without any real issues. You could still make it stream without a GPU.
Yeah.
You just put all the processing power that you have to use, which isn't bad, because you got 6 cores, 12 threads on it. So that's not going to be bad for you.
No.
It's not like you're streaming at like 8K.
I was actually thinking about trying to track down maybe like a 2060, like
you could
super or something like that, just to handle the stream or whatever. And, just rock out with the 5800X and the 2070 for now, until maybe eventually the GPU gods will foresee that we can all.
Or I just realized this. I could give you Becky's old 2070 for a rental, and just
for the stream box.
Use that for the stream box.
Yeah,
because it's not like she needs it.
Yeah,
she's got her 3080 in white.
Until maybe we could. Yeah, lucky Becky. Like, I saw that, I was like, oh, it was like.
And then we're gonna change out her her case eventually.
What case?
We're looking at the Leon Lee.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
the
right,
Evo.
the Leon Lee, yeah.
And then the Unifans.
Nice.
Yeah. White Unifans.
Yeah, you like your lights too much, because I thought for sure when they announced all that Noctua stuff, like all the Asus partnership with Noctua and all that, I was like, Lee would probably like old Maestro would have lost his shiz, but now he's too entranced by the shiny lights.
Well, and it's an ugly brown.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how Noctua's kind of sold their,
and
I don't like their namesake, unfortunately.
And you know what? If I have enough gumption, I'll take apart my my GPU and install Noctua fans on it.
Would still have the RGB rings around it.
It doesn't necessarily have to have that.
I mean the rest of the box has lights on it. So I mean,
yeah.
What's a few missing, fans on it?
Well, it's not like my GPU's fans right now have any.
I know. I just was.
But I could. I mean, I could. Thing. That could be fun. If I ever like I said, if I ever have the gumption to have to take apart my 3080 Ti, but with the way the market is right now, I'm like, I'm not going to risk that. You can just stay in there and
look pretty. Just kind of
stay in there and do
whatever.
Play my games right.
Just do the things.
That's what it's doing.
What I don't understand is who that new 3080 is for. Like,
let's not get me started on that.
I don't understand that. And I mean, I know we're talking pre-built and all that stuff, and this is a side tangent, but right now, if you guys weren't aware, you guys don't follow it too heavily. They recently announced that they were refreshing the 30 in the middle of a shortage right now, mind you. Taking the chips that they currently have and they're refreshing the 3080 to add more GDR6
6X.
Yeah, the 6X memory bandwidth stuff to it.
It's basically got 12 gigs versus
10
NVIDIA's other one, which is a 10.
So
10
it's
gig.
like, is it really worth doing that right now, considering that we're probably going to see the 4000 series launch this fall?
It's kind of dumb.
But, they live, they learn. Hopefully they can fix things, and hopefully we can get out of this chip shortage sooner than 2023, I'm hoping. Because they're talking about like mid to late 2023. So
certain world events right now are causing a little bit of a headache when it comes to
to the economy and all that stuff.
These types of things happening. Yeah, I'm just But anyway, so back to our conversation here. Like I said, it's a matter of whether you want to go with a laptop that could be good for only a few years versus a desktop tower that you could potentially upgrade and fix yourself as throughout its existence. Reuse some of those parts as you're working on it. It's really all a matter of what your preference is and how you want to approach it. If you want to get really heavily invested into the PC gaming space, my not suggestion, but I would tell somebody to go with a desktop tower route, because you're going to be investing into it over and over and over. Just to get the better specs or to keep up.
Yeah. So your mid-tier laptops right now are going to last you 2 to 3 years.
Maybe
that's mid-tier. That's a big maybe. Considering we're in the midst of a changeover to Windows 11, now it's probably not too bad of a time to get a decent laptop if you want to, and it'll carry you over because it'll have the new OS. You don't have to worry about changing over and whether or not your CPU or your GPU and your RAM and all that stuff is compatible. So now is not a bad time to buy one of those mid to, low, the mid to upper mid tier right now, like your the new Lenovo's that they just came out with, or the Acer Helios, or what's the other one? The Asus has their one. I can't think of what's the name of it. The line.
Zephyrus.
Yeah, the Zephyr. The one. No, did they discontinue the Zephyrus?
No, they're still the Zephyrus.
Oh, well, the Zephyrus is, and because then they have the ROG line, which is like the hardcore, like top of the end, like top end ones, which are like, $1,500 start, that kind of thing. But those kind of laptops will last you probably 2 to 3 years right now.
Yeah.
Given the refresh, but before, usually 2 years tops, and then you were like having to look for another one or play with the choking to death. You know what I mean? Trying to play anything new. Now, if you do get one of the top end ones that has, the newer AMD, 5,000 series CPU in it, and 3,000 series Intel, not Intel, nVidia, or the current Intel processors, and that kind of thing, and the AMD, whatever, because mix and match. Though AMD doesn't seem too keen on wanting to do too much of the laptop graphics stuff.
Well, a lot of their
stuff is integrated stuff.
Yeah, a lot of their GPU. Well, a lot of their CPUs can handle the GPU aspect of things.
Their APUs.
With the APUs.
Yeah. So with the integrated graphics and stuff like that, but like you can get one of those right now and you'll be fine probably till 2025. But if you go lower, with like 3050 and this, that, the other, or even like a 2000 series, because some of those are still out there and they're kicking around with the lower price tag on them now a little bit, because those GPUs weren't highly sought after because they were kind of that middle generation between the 10 series, like Lee knows. But for whatever reason, Lee's just like every generation, I'm jumping on it. 10, he had a 10, he had his 980 Ti's, then you went to 1080 Ti, then you hit the 2080 Ti, now you're at the 3080 Ti. Probably when the 4000 series, you'll probably hit that too, probably. So
I'm not saying anything if Becky's listening to this.
You know what I mean? But some people do every other. Like I was one that did every other. I did the other. I had a 960 FTW, which was like an equivalent of a 960 Super, basically. And then from there, I ended up I skipped the 10 series in my rig.
It was a 964 gig variant. You didn't have it.
That was the Super, because it was the regular 960 was only a 2 gig.
Well, let's not call it a Super though. The Super was based on the clocks.
Well, but it was like that line, which was the advanced version of the 960, whatever they call it, a TI or a Super, whatever stupid name nVidia wants to give to those stupid things. They give them each their own, Supers, TIs.
Saying.
We don't know. I know you're just being facetiously technical, but
very.
But you know what I mean? And then from there, I skipped the 10 series on my rig, but I did get it on my laptop. My laptop has a 1070.
Yeah.
And it's actually a full size 1070, which is funny, but makes it heavy. But then the 2070 Super is where I ended up, and now I'm looking for a 3080, preferably for like Founders Edition. I don't need anything super fancy, but thanks Best Buy. If you didn't listen to the last episode, thanks Best Buy. But anyway, I think I'm good with that kind of thing. You got anything else you want to add? Pre-built laptop. You say rig. I'm just like, hey, go with what floats your boat, what makes you happy. But Lee's always going to say rig. Lee's always going to recommend rig.
And it's just because, like, to me, it would be, if you're investing in this gaming apparatus, to me, that makes the most sense with what you could do with your money. Whereas with a laptop, it dies. If it dies, it dies.
Don't I know?
Or if it can't handle the games, it won't handle the games. Then you got to splurge for another laptop down the road. What? Spend another $1,800?
Yeah, roughly or so.
I mean,
anywhere from 12 to 1,800.
I guess like
for
I want my investment to reach beyond the initial investment. So it's about thinking further down the road.
Yeah. So one is more long term. So a rig is more long term. A laptop is more Band-Aid.
Exactly.
So plan accordingly, guys. Plan accordingly.
Pretty much. Is that it? Did we kill it? Did we kill it?
I think we overkilled it.
We overkilled that one.
Yeah, but I mean, people are like, "What's the APU and the GPU and the CPU?" Like, what
are you talking about? Well, we are officially going to be the downfall of this show because we didn't have Becky. So
we'll see what the numbers say.
All right. Anyway, well, if you guys have any questions, I'm sure you do because we talk too much and we throw out too many acronyms. Or if you have comments,
a glossary. We need to have one of those like a legend glossary thing. Like this is what that means.
Or if you have any comments about how horrible we've derailed this whole thing, you know what to do. Post to us, our Facebook group, fb.com/groups/PO Nation. You can also send us a tweet or a DM on Instagram at @PHX_Overdrive. You can also email us at phoenixoverdrive@phoenixoverdrive.com or message us in our Discord channel at tinyurl.com/PHXOD Discord. All right. Well, before we move on, this episode of Nerd Overdrive is brought to you by the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team. Put your money where the miracles are. Check us out at fb.com/Phoenix Overdrive or check out the team page at extra-life.org/team/PHXOD22. Fundraising for 2022 has already began, and it will go on until December 31st, 2022. So get those donations in before then to make it count for this year. Many people ask us, how can I help? Easy. Go to our team page, donate to any of our team members, or join the team. Go to our page, click join us, play games for 24 hours straight to help heal kids. You can also check out our website, phoenixoverdrive.com, where we will soon have a merch store available. And finally, our Extra Life National Game Day will be held on November 5th, 2022. Be a part of this incredible gaming extravaganza. Stay tuned for details as we finalize our plans for this year's event. All right. Before we close out the show, I do want to make a special announcement, I guess, on our Discord. If you join our Discord on March 19th or 20th, I think it's the 20th. One of our very own, James Winster, aka Neon Ghost, will be hosting a Rocket League tournament. We will do a singles tournament style, I guess, unless there's enough people.
Unless we have enough people to do doubles.
Exactly. So unless if that's the case, then we might do 2v2s. The current prize pool for first place will be $20 per team member. This will go to 30 and 10 for the 1v, or was it 30 and 10 for the 1v1 first and second place?
Yep.
That's what he was saying, right?
Yeah.
So if we do a 2v2, it'll be $20 per team member. If it's 1v1, it'll be $30 for first place, $10 for second place. The prize awarded will be in the form of a gift card to whichever online game store you prefer, whether that's Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, or Steam. So you're going to need to be in our Discord. So again, join our Discord, tinyurl.com/PHXOD Discord on Sunday, March 20th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be online Rocket League cross-platform. Must be 18 or older to enter or have parental permission. So I will post the registration form for this event underneath the comments for the show, or the show links, I should say. And don't forget to join the Phoenix Overdrive Facebook group to find out more. So, yeah, that's that. And I think that's it. We've covered everything.
Yeah.
We've done everything we could.
Everything we could, we should.
We've hopefully made this show work without the Queen of the Guild. So I hope it will survive into next week.
we shall see what the numbers look like, because Becky will just shake her head at us and be like, what did you do?
Yeah, she'll be like, all right, you guys, she's going to fire us both.
Yeah.
God, we need to get another podcast job.
We can finally start that sports podcast.
Exactly. Sports pod. Sports balls, yay! Before we go,
so that was the first thing that Lee and I bonded over, was sports, before we really did gaming too much, because that was me and Becky's thing more than anything. And so we talked 2012?
Yes,
it was like 2012. We were throwing out the idea of maybe doing a sports podcast way back in the day. So,
yeah, but we had no clue how to start it.
No, we had no idea.
So. We were such noobs with it. All right. Well, that will be game over for now. So if you enjoyed the show, hit like. If you didn't, hit dislike and send us some feedback. How? Join our community page, fb.com/groups/PO Nation, or Discord, tinyurl.com/PHXOD Discord, where we discuss all the latest news and share all things nerd. You can also tweet us or send us a DM on Instagram at PHX_overdrive. Lastly, you can also email us at phoenixoverdrive@phoenixoverdrive.com. Give us a like on Facebook, fb.com/groups Phoenix Overdrive. Did I just screw that up? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
FB.com/Phoenix Overdrive. We have too many things.
You need to consolidate that down. But
Yeah.
Side note, you're sliding into Lee's DMs, so have fun with that.
Wait, what?
Because I don't have access to the.
Yes, you do. I gave you access to that.
No.
Yeah.
It's not since we got compromised and it got hacked.
Oh, that's true.
People went following all those adult entertainment things.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so give us a like on Facebook where we share all Extra Life related news and events. Subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive and find us on a variety of podcast consumption apps, including Anchor, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, Audible. We just joined Audible today and so much more. All you have to do is search for Nerd Overdrive. Do give us a rating, preferably 5 stars, as well as a written review. It will only help us grow. So thank you to our one-man panel for your insight, because, Becky left us.
Fireside chat, man. Fireside chat. That's what this was.
That's what it was. Anyway, so thank you, Ray, for your insight. For El Capitan Ray Osorio, I am your host and moderator, Lee Navarro, with a reminder to always #Rise Above. Nerd Overdrive out.
Bye, guys. Rise above.